This is CW Sports.
A new season begins with one of professional bowling's greatest tests, the PBA Players Championship. A one-on-one challenge demanding all-around excellence.
Belmo adds to his legacy. He wins the 2022 PBA Players Championship.
And promising a place in history.
Oh my God. Mike Albee, opportunistic as always with the key messenger strike. There's Albee's Army.
One of just 5 major championships in a sport whose memories belong to all of us. League nights, childhood birthday parties, hometown lanes, humble beginnings that have fueled the greats of the PBA from 1958 until today. Power, precision, nerves of steel. A 96-man field is down to 5. Yeah! Every shot changes the next. Yes! Every strike builds the pressure. Chasing history 10 pins at a time. It's PBA Championship Sunday on the CW.
Championship Sunday in Texas. We're just west of Dallas and surrounded by AT&T Stadium, or Jerry's World to the locals here, as well as Globe Life Field, and right here at the PBA Hall of Fame at ITRC, which is the International Training and Research Center. And as you come inside, you can tell these fans have waited all winter for some great bowling action, and it happens right here at the Hall of Fame. And we start off with the first event of the year, and it's a major. The Players Championship. It will be a stepladder final, meaning 4 and 5 will face off first. After you win, you advance up that ladder. They'll take on Jesper Svensson, and whoever wins that goes to Graham Fach, and all the way up to E.J. Tackett. And welcome to the CW. We love that the PBA Tour is now at home with the CW, and a couple new faces to the broadcast. We've got a 2-time title winner in Kyle Sherman, and I'm Rick Allen, and I'm really happy if I can bowl a 150, but that's actually a good thing. A major to start off the season. How big is this, Kyle?
Well, first off, they're bowling for $100,000 first place, so that's not too bad. But a major championship to start the season, tournaments like this is what careers are defined by. So these guys, there's a different feel in the air, there's a different level of intensity, and this winning a tournament like this can make your career.
And a lot of interesting facets to the 5 that are playing here. We've got obviously 2 rookies that are going to start off, but then once we go through there, you have Graham Fach and Jesper Svensson, the 2 and 3 seed. Graham Fach, the 2025 Delaware Classic winner, also has had great success at a major.
Yes, Graham Fach actually winning this same event 10 years ago yesterday. So he's not shy to the lanes out here.
And Jesper Svensson, also the 2025 PBA Tournament of Champions winner. But they will all have to, or at least whoever gets to him, they will have to face E.J. Tackett.
Yeah, this guy has been the best bowler in the world. No one can touch him. He's making every step ladder, and he seems to make it look easy. I bowled next to him all week, and it was just so impressive, his dominance on the lanes.
Right there. This is why the U.S. Open champion. Let's hear from him. He's standing by with a third member of our team, Savannah Humeler.
Thanks, Rick. I'm here with E.J. Tackett. E.J., you are chasing your 8th major today. What would it mean to you to finally successfully win the Players' Championship?
It'd be amazing. I've been close to this championship a couple times. Lost to Bill O'Neill by 1 pin a few years ago. But you know, I'm trying to win every major championship I show up to. So this is one I would love to add to my trophy case. And I'm going to go out there today and bowl the best I can. And hopefully it's good enough to hoist that trophy at the end of the day.
3 straight Player of the Year awards. You have a potential, if you did win today, to maybe be named as a 4th consecutive Player of the Year. That would be the first time ever. What do you think about that potential scenario for yourself?
I mean, obviously it's something I'm aware of, but you can't sit and dwell on it. You can't think about it. You have to go out and you have to perform in championships, win some, and hopefully at the end of the year, your peers believe that you had the best season to name you Player of the Year, and that's all I can do. So it starts today with one more game. Hopefully I can win and get that year off to a good start.
And EJ, how do you get off to a hot start today?
I believe it's going to be pretty high scoring. So it's going to be strikes early and often to apply some pressure to my opponent, whoever that may be today, and hopefully string some together and, like I said, hoist the trophy at the end of the day.
Thanks, EJ.
Thank you.
First game of the day will feature Wichita State alums. That's right, they were teammates. Brandon Bonta and Spencer Robarge, 2 rookies, face off in our first match. The PBA on the CW is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. Quote today at progressive.com. Absolutely beautiful building there in Dallas, home to the Cowboys. But the sport that everyone is keeping their eyes on right now is the PBA and bowling. Let's talk a little bit. We're going to throw some terms at you, like oil patterns. For example, today's oil patterns on the left lane, the Badger, on the right lane, the Viper. Talk a little bit about it, Kyle.
Yeah, Rick. Oil patterns are essentially our playing field. It's what's going to determine how the bowlers are going to attack the lanes. On the right lane here, we have a 37-foot Viper. The player's going to be around the second arrow, creating a little bit more angle into the pocket. On the left lane, we have the 50-foot Badger pattern. It's a lot slicker, a lot more oil on the lane. So players are going to be around the third arrow, keeping the ball right in front of them, not hooking the ball as much.
And this first matchup features Brandon Bonta and Spencer Robarge. Let's have the players introduce themselves.
Two-time first-team All-American collegiately, two-time second-team All-American collegiately, 2026 Rookie of the Year in the Southwest region of the PBA Tour. My name is Brandon Bonta.
The first ball of the 2026 PBA Tour thrown by a rookie, Brandon Bonta. Little deep on that first throw.
Yeah, I think you just saw a little bit of nerves. I think Brandon's going to be perfectly okay with that shot. It's not a split. It's just a single pin spare, a 2-pin. He should pick this, but as your first shot on TV, I think he'll take that.
And Brandon Bonta had the option of choosing to go first or second because he was the higher seed. He chose to bowl first and take on that left lane first.
Big miss there on the 2-pin. That's just nerves. That's just being on TV for the first time. But hopefully he got his mistake out of the way and he can get back to throwing some good shots.
And let's let Spencer introduce himself.
I won the PBA Junior National Championship, the very first one that they ran. And I made a TV show at the USBC Masters at 18 years old in 2021. My name is Spencer Robarge.
All right, do your thing.
These two, we mentioned teammates at Wichita State. They both said the second that first ball is thrown, they're no longer friends or teammates, they're competitors. Leaving the same pin. How about that?
Crossing over there
and we're off and running,
on the Brooklyn side. Leaves an 8-pin there. It's kind of an unlucky break there, actually. But this, I think, early on, you can see the powerful form by Spencer there, two-handed delivery. I think early on here, these guys are just going to have to settle in. Whoever gets settled in the quickest, gets used to this to bowling under these TV lights, is going to have a real advantage.
You also said that you can't really feel your legs when you first start off your first time.
Yes. The great Norm Duke said you got to learn to bowl with no legs.
And he picks the sparrow. Now the way this will work, he will go to the left lane and bowl his second frame, and then we'll alternate back and forth.
Yep, let's take a look.
Let's talk about his arsenal.
Yeah, let's take a look at Spencer's arsenal here. Now, the thing about bowling on dual patterns is they're going to be using different bowling balls in each lane.
7 pins.
Going high there again, leaving the 2-4-7. Both players, again, just trying to get comfortable here.
This is nerve-wracking. I mean, remember, these are 2 rookies that are taking on each other as far as former teammates.
As we take a look at Spencer's arsenal here, he's throwing the Viper Track Synthesis.
And he picks that spare up.
The Synthesis is going to be a stronger bowling ball that he's throwing on that left lane. These players are going to be throwing some stronger covers. And remember, we're actually bowling at a different bowling alley than they qualified in all week. Really important note there. So their strategy on what they're going to do on the lanes is going to change a little bit. Now, Brandon throwing, let's take a look at his arsenal, throwing an IQ 78U. Important to note, he never threw this ball on the right lane all week at the other bowling alley.
And he does here, and his first strike as a professional.
Great rebound there by Brandon. Nice to get a little strike under your belt, hit the pocket there, especially after missing a single pin.
Hitting the pocket perfectly, and Brandon Bonta shakes off that open frame to start off with. And now he'll head back to that left lane.
This shot will do the Free America.
And again, this left lane has the Badger pattern, which is 50 feet of oil. And does the messenger deliver? No.
Great shot there by Brandon. Trying to rebound after that early open. Hitting the 1-3 pocket here. Much better shot, much better touch at the bottom and release. You see the ball going to the 1-3 pocket. Head pin comes off the sidewall and almost clips the 10 pin. That would have been an amazing break. Look at him. He wanted it. But he needs to settle in here. Remember, he missed a single pin in the first. Let's see what he does.
A little more confidence there. So it's not going to happen in these 2 games, but if any of the pros on today's show bowl a perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. To pre-register, you can visit GoBowling.com and sign up for the Go Bowling Free America promotion.
Spencer on this right lane going high the last time. Let's see if he makes an adjustment.
Whoa.
9 pins, leaving
Right on that lane.
the 4. And Robarge, by the way, 2-handed bowler. So that's one of the things that we're going to notice is you've got a right-handed bowler in Brandon Bonta and a 2-handed left-handed bowler in Robarge.
Yeah, you can see Spencer's ball again, hooking, going through the face high, almost leaving the same exact spare, except getting the 2-pin and the 7-pin to fall. He's going to have to make a little move right on that lane on his next shot.
He adjusts, and he also misses the single pin.
Nice.
So an open frame for Robarge. And again, nerves, you've got to understand how nervous these players are. Their first professional appearance in a final, and we're seeing 2 open frames already.
Yeah, these are mistakes that the players very rarely made all week. But all week, they weren't bowling under the TV lights. This is a completely different environment. It's a completely different setting.
Oh, he leaves the split. So the 7-9 pin. And percentages of picking this one up are very, very low.
Yeah, Spence is just looking at trying to get count here. Meaning that he's just going to go for 1 pin and hope that maybe bounces out, but just make sure he gets the pin for his score. And I think he's just a little amped up. You can see 21 miles an hour on that last ball.
And he takes out the 7-pin. Well, again, these 2 bowlers have come out of Wichita State. They both won a national championship there. We had the opportunity to talk to their college coach as you see them here hoisting the trophy there. Savannah, you've got more on these 2.
Ryan when he found out that these two were going to be competing against each other. And not only that, but he talked about how both bowlers here are both relentless in their training, but also the fact that they're great people. Rick Steelsmith saw Spencer bowling at the age of 6 years old and said he is going to be special. He met Brandon at the age of 10 and started working with him then, and said he is beyond his years in talent.
And we were taking a look at Ryan Barnes. They're also a part of that national championship team. Ryan also a part of the event a year ago. He took on Ethan Fiore in the finals. Bonta struck last frame, and there's the double.
Great shot there by Brandon. A lot more confidence went into that shot right there. Much stronger hand at the bottom of the release. The ball really read the lane and just drove through the 1-3 pocket.
And you can see a little more confidence now on Brandon Bonta's face after coming with the double.
Well, anytime your opponent goes open, that gives you a little relaxation sitting on the bench. Spencer, he's in trouble here. He really needs to throw a good shot here, especially going into commercial break.
And he has yet to find a strike here at the ITRC.
Yeah, Spencer's here. Ball again going high, just leaving the 6-pin. You heard him say on his last shot that he was going to make a little move right. And it seems like he just didn't make quite a big enough move. But that's how hard it is out here. These players have to be so precise. They have to match their speed, their revs, their angle into the pocket. Everything has to match up just perfectly.
And he picks up the spare.
Great spare by those Spence.
Tapped himself on the back there. You've got to take on the little victories. And as you mentioned, after coming off of 2 open frames, to be able to get back there and pick up the spare, try to get some momentum behind him as he gets ready to bowl the final frame before we go to break. And he leaves the 6-pin this time. And still a frustrating opening to his professional career as Spencer Robarge.
Yeah, Rick, these patterns alone, we talked about dual patterns, just bowling on one of these at a time is difficult. But these guys have to do something completely different going from lane to lane. And when you lose your feel, when you lose your touch with the lane, especially under this environment, it can be really hard to regain it.
He picks the spare up, and you can see by the max scores that Bonta definitely has the advantage early in these two's pro career debut. Brandon Bonta with the advantage here in the Players' Championship. Youth movement is definitely on in the PBA. A year ago at the 2025 Players Championship, it was 20-year-old Ethan Fiore who ended up taking down 22-year-old Ryan Barnes, who, by the way, was teammates to the two that are bowling today at Wichita State. So the youth movement is continuing. 23-year-olds on the lanes right now. Let's hear from Ryan Barnes. He's actually standing by, and he is with Savannah Humolo.
Thanks, Rick and Kyle. I am here with Ryan Barnes, who was last year's 2025 Rookie of the Year. Ryan, these two teammates here, can you just help give me the perspective on their demeanor going into this? The competition's pretty tight here.
Yeah, they're both incredibly fierce competitors. They're really locked in. A little nervous to start, but I bet the second half we see some good bowling.
Now, you have been in their shoes before. You've been here at this competition. What is your perspective as far as calming the nerves and settling here into this match?
Yeah, those first couple shots, they come fast. You got to settle in quickly. I bet you they're prepared for the second half of this game. So let's see what happens.
Thanks, Ryan.
Bonta with the advantage, and he will bowl first.
Yeah, I want to mention, Rick, Alec Keplinger, because I know he's probably watching at home, also made the player show last year. So that Wichita State team was absolutely star-studded. But Brandon here, coming out of commercial break.
Pick up. Oh, he got the 7 to fall, so lucky there. A lucky break for Bonta. And he just has the 10 pin. And you hear him say quick.
Yeah, Brandon here throwing the IQ 78U. Just a little amped up. Ball hitting the 1-3 pocket, deflecting just a little bit. You see the 6-pin just kind of lay in the gutter there. 7 falls late. Really a good break. I mean, he's happy with the quality of shot. He got a little quick there. But again, just leaving the 10-pin. See if you can spare it.
And this spare ball, they throw it straight. A different ball.
Yeah, they're throwing a completely different ball there. It's a ball designed to not hook at all. So no matter how much spin these players put on that plastic bowling ball, it's not going to hook.
So it's more like the house ball when I go to bowl at my local center.
Exactly, yeah. And if you're someone that typically bowls with a house ball and you put one of these bowling balls, reactive bowling balls like Brandon has right here, this transformer, it's going to hook and do things that you've never seen before. So, Brandon.
Be right.
And the messenger picks up the 10. Bonta strikes. Well, Saturday, the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series takes on the twists and turns of Circuit of the Americas in the heart of Austin. Don't miss a second of pure raw racing from COTA. That's Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, only on the CW. Robarge trying to get some momentum here, still looking for his first strike as a professional. And there it is.
Great break there for Spencer, just to give him a little confidence, have something go his way. Comes up a little light, still isn't getting into that 1-2 pocket. He moved right, sent the ball a little further left, but you see that head pin come off the sidewall and just smash the 3-pin there. Great break.
C1.
And this isn't Spencer's first final. He was an amateur at the USBC Masters in Reno back in 2021, where he was 3rd there. But as a professional,
come on.
This is his debut in the finals, and he leaves the 7-pin.
I can't throw it much better than that. God, that was good.
Yeah, another good shot by Spencer here. Head pin comes off the sidewall, just misses the 7-pin. He knows he needed that one. He's starting to fall a little behind in this match. He knows Brandon's starting to really get his feet under him here. And he knows he's running out of frames.
For the left-hander, that 7-pin a little bit harder to pick up, but no problem for Robarge, the professional, as he picks it up. Now he's going to have Bonta falter at some point in time, because Bonta has that advantage already. You see their max scores. If they were to strike out, Bonta could get to 238. Robarge, the best he could reach was 193.
Yeah, you can see his eyes there by Brandon. Made the adjustment. You see at the arrows there, he's about 9. Second arrow, as we would call it. Getting his ball out to 5. Throwing this IQ 78 urethane ball. Look at these eyes. He's locked in. He got a little softer with his speed on that lane. The last shot on that lane, the ball didn't quite go through his pins. He just made a little bit of adjustment, a little better feel. 10 back. Just keeping the pressure on Spencer.
He's got the double looking for the turkey.
Oh, lay like a rug.
He talked to it, and it worked. 3 in a row for Brandon Bonta.
You heard him say lay there. That's a terminology you hear the bowlers say when they miss a little left of target. This one misses about a board or 2 left. He thinks it's going to go high, but it just kind of lays there and sets into the pocket. He knows he may have got away with one there, and that almost seals our match here in the first game.
And another strike for Robarge.
It took 9 years to have it happen.
9 years to have it happen. So, young man Robarge, who, by the way, Coach Rick Steelsmith saw him bowling in Springfield, Missouri when he was just 6 years old and knew at 6 that this kid was going to be special.
Yeah, I've been bowling against Spencer I've known Spencer since he was a kid, and he's one of those guys that when you watch him bowl at a young age, you could just tell he was going to be something special.
Strike on this lane at some point.
And that's going to do it for Robarge. He will not be able to catch Bonta. So this first match is going to Brandon Bonta in his rookie start in the PBA.
Yeah, what a week by Spencer. I mean, great way to start off your rookie campaign. And trust me, this is not going to be the last time that we see this guy on TV this year. When he gets rolling, when he gets lined up, he is tough to beat. And his mentality, I mean, Spencer is, if anyone that knows Spencer, he is an old soul. He is a student of the game. I mean, his favorite bowler is Earl Anthony.
Yeah.
A guy that Spencer wasn't even born when Earl Anthony was bowling. So,
yeah.
Spencer studied the game, and he's going to take this as a learning experience, rebound, and come back even better.
That strike to finish it out for Spencer Robarge.
Good ball, man. Great ball. Good luck. Thank you.
Ends with a 173. I'll let you know that through 46 games, the qualifying rounds all the way through, the lowest game that Spencer Robarge bowled was 184. He had bowled at 269 in one of those. So when the lights came on, it was difficult for Spencer Robarge to rise to the occasion. Brandon Bonta. So interesting here, Brandon Bonta is going to go grab a different ball. He knows he has this in hand. He's going to check to see how another ball will on these lanes, correct?
Correct. These bowlers, it's all about transition. What I mean by transition is when they throw these bowling balls down the lane, the oil is moving around. It's getting, the balls actually take oil off the lane. So they're going to have to constantly make adjustments in this match. And since this is basically a free shot for Brandon, he's going to see what another ball does, because it's probably going to be the next one he goes to. And that blue ball right there, that Storm Concept, was actually the bowling ball he threw all week. This IQ78U, he didn't throw it at all. So he might be able to get into this blue ball. And if he does, watch out, because this man struck a lot with it all week.
Yeah, Brandon Bonta, as far as the qualifying games, had a high of 275. His low game was actually 173, which we actually just saw out of Spencer Robarge.
Brandon in the 220s here. Going to finish with 227. Great game. I mean, especially starting out with a 9 miss. Great rebound.
Thank you.
So Brandon Bonta is victorious in his first match as a professional. And what does that mean? Well, he moves up the ladder. So he will take on Jesper Svensson, the Swede. That is the next match that you will see here on the CW. The Iceman is coming up next. We see a shot of his back. We'll talk more about that when we see Jesper next. We'll get ready to meet up with bowling's ultimate bad boy, Pete Weber, at next week's PBA Pete Weber Missouri Classic. Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific on a CW. Absolutely love Pete Weber, and we were able to chat with him actually before the show earlier today. We take a look at the schedule. Again, really the thing I want to point out is just make sure you're with us at 4 o'clock on the CW every Sunday for the next 9 weeks. Next week it is the Pete Weber Missouri Classic. We're going to see him there in all of his excitement. And it's always fun to see and watch and chat with Pete Weber as we take a look at the rest of the schedule. Again, the majors that are in there with the Tournament of Champions on the 26th of April.
Yeah, the TOC, that's an event that every player has circled around their calendar. When you hear players win for the first time, the first thing they say is, man, I get to bowl the TOC. So that's always our big event.
Make sure to join us on Championship Sundays on the CW. We have a few of the bowlers, actually with Jesper Svensson warming up, getting ready for his first match. He'll be taking on Brandon Bonta. So Jesper Svensson getting warmed up. The Iceman, we'll see how warm he can get as he will take on the rookie when we come back. And it's the PBA Players Championship from the ITRC here in Arlington, Texas. And this, the second match of the day, facing the number 3 seed against the 4 seed. And Jesper Svensson has said Brandon Bonta is going to start this one on the left lane.
My name is Brandon Bonta. Bowling-wise, if you tuck your shirt in without a belt, biggest pet peeve I have. Another pet peeve of mine, I guess, when we're bowling is when your heel is squeaking a lot. Sometimes I do it, so it's a pet peeve of mine as well.
And he's hoping there's no squeaking of the heel in this second match. Bonta, a right-handed thrower, going up against Jesper Svensson, a left-handed bowler. And a strike to start off for Bonta.
Great start there by Brandon. And I think it's important to note, Rick, that we have a big righty versus lefty situation going on here. We have 3 lefties on the show today, and
Jesper is a lefty as well.
My name is Jesper Svensson, and they call me the Iceman. My favorite tattoo is gonna be my back piece, even though I never get to see it, which is pretty sad. It's meaningful, and yeah, I think it's looking pretty badass.
It was interesting there for Jesper Svensson because the crowd here didn't know about that back tattoo, and a lot of bowlers also didn't know about it. And the story behind it is Jesper starts off with a strike on his right lane. He told me about it. I'm a fan of tattoos, and I asked him about his arm. And he said, yeah, that's just art. But the back is something that tells a story. And so he told me about when he was a kid, when he was young, other kids actually made fun of him and were bullying him for being a bowler. And he's carrying that with him. He said, I want to be able to rise above that, above that bullying and that feeling of inferiority. And so that tattoo on his back tells a story of his life, how he has been able to go from that young kid who was bullied to now one of the greatest bowlers in the world and very influential in Sweden.
Yeah, I love that story with Jesper. I think a lot of bowlers can relate to that growing up as a kid and trying to chase your dreams in a sport that, you know, maybe gets ridiculed at times. But Jesper there, starting out with a double here, I mean, and he's regarded as one of the best lefties on tour and starting off hot today.
Another strike for Bonta, and now they both start off with a double. And folks, remember, I told you about the perfect game. If any of these bowlers bowl a perfect game in one of the 4 matches that takes place here, they're going to win $10,000, and everybody in America can bowl for free for a game.
A little icing on the cake there. Get everyone out there on the lanes bowling.
That's right.
I think Brandon's found his groove here with an early double. He's throwing this transformer on the left lane. Again, this is your long pattern, your 50-foot. This ball has 500 grit on it, designed. I mean, it is gripping the lane as hard as it can possibly grip. And gripping it. Yeah, I think he settled in, Rick, after that 9 missed the start.
All right, what's in your bag? Sponsored by Storm, the standard for those who demand the best. We are the Bowlers Company.
Yeah, we take a look here at Jesper's arsenal. He has a lot of reactive balls, but what Jesper is known for is throwing urethane, and that's this IQ 78U. He's actually able to throw this ball on both lanes, and not everyone can do this. In fact, no one else on the tour really has the power to do this, but Jesper, one of the most powerful strike balls on tour, just absolutely ripping racks with his 78U. Just like that.
Another strike on cue for Jesper Svensson. Take a look at right here on lane level.
Yeah, Jesper playing around second arrow, getting the ball out to 5. 4-pin just slaps the 7, and you can see there. Pretty excited to start out with a 3-bagger.
All right, I need you to speak a little more English for me. You started mentioning arrows, which we can see, but then you said 5. Are you talking about boards?
Yeah, so there's 39 boards on the lane. Each board represents every 5 boards, so the 5 board is the first arrow, 10 board, second arrow.
And another strike for Svensson. I think as we watch bowling, we expect professional bowlers to bowl strikes, but we've seen already it's difficult.
Yeah, I can't explain enough how difficult these lane patterns are. Again, both of these patterns are difficult, but the fact that you have to throw a completely different strategy line on each lane going back and forth, I mean, the skill that takes and the repetitiveness is unbelievable.
Bonta on this right lane, and another strike.
Look at that shot tracer. 2 shots, pretty much identical. Ball goes through the 1-3. 6 just taps the 10-pin there.
Almost wrapped it, but caught it just enough to let it tip over like a slow falling tree in the forest. Bonta hit that one a little high. Wow. The 479 still standing, so a split for Bonta. This one can be picked up, though.
Yeah, this is very makeable for the players. Still a very hard shot. This ball picks up just a little bit early. You see that ball has all the grit on it. Comes up a little high, drives too hard through the pins, leaving the 479. He's going to have to deflect that 4-pin, the front pin there, into the 9-pin. Slide it over to the right if he wants a chance to make this fair.
So close. The 4-pin actually slid in front of the 9-pin. So didn't catch enough of the 4-pin to be able to catch the 9.
Look at this. 4 goes right in front of the 9. Rick, oh my God, I cannot tell you how bad of a break that is to throw such a good shot. And he's looking at it. He's looking at the pins like, really? You're going to do that to me right now?
So an open frame for Brandon Bonta in that 5th frame. Now Jesper to throw for his 5th frame. And he leaves the 7-pin. Jesper, a 2-time major winner, has won the Tournament of Champions back in 2016, and then a year ago also winning the Tournament of Champions.
Yeah, this is a common lead with a urethane ball. It's a very controllable ball. It doesn't hook a lot down lane. So because of that, sometimes it hits what the bowlers will call flat. And you saw the ball didn't have a whole lot of energy going through the pins, leaving a flat 7-pin.
Oh, and an open frame for Jesper Svensson. That right there leaves the door open for Bonta.
Re-rack, please, Tony.
And Jesper calling for a re-rack. More or less, that's say, can I have a break? I need to regroup.
Yeah, he's going to want to collect his thoughts after this one. He knows that Brandon gave him a gift by leaving that 479 and by not picking it. He just needed to step up there, take advantage of the open, and make some mental mistake by missing a single pin. And listen, these guys hardly ever miss single pins all week. But again, under these bright lights, under this pressure, it's major championship bowling, $100,000 on top. Anything can happen.
left lane, and once again leaves that 10 pin. The bowlers have said that the left lane was a little harder, that longer oil pattern, the 50 feet badger pattern, a little bit more difficult. And now Jesper leaves the 7 pin here.
Yeah, the badger pattern was the lower scoring pattern all week. The guys who could figure out that left lane really had success.
And this time, no question about it, the 7 goes down and he has the spare. But 2 open frames for both bowlers here in the 5th frame. Bonta and Svensson, who will advance? We'll be back with the second half of this game after this. Back in 2020 at the PBA Hall of Fame game, it was an amazing game for Tommy Jones, who the day before had been inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame, and then goes out and bowls a perfect game to win the Hall of Fame Classic. Well, the Hall of Fame was last night here. Guppy Troop was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and sitting at their table was Jesper Svensson, because he's almost been included into the Troop family, and with Kyle Troop is Savannah Hugh Muller.
Thank you. I'm here with Kyle Troop. Kyle, Jesper described yesterday that you are basically his American family. Can you just give me the insight on your friendship and your relationship with him over the years?
I mean, he definitely is like family to us. He's a brother of mine, my best friend, my roommate on tour. And it's been a blessing having each other throughout the last several years on tour, been through the ups and downs together. And, we're always here supporting one another when the other one's not bowling.
And you talked about that you have a home now in Sweden that you can go to because of Jesper, correct?
I do. And he actually has a new home that I haven't seen yet. So I'm looking forward to getting over there sometime this summer.
And what are your thoughts on his start to this week?
I think he's had a great start to the season. He's in a great place mentally. He's happy with how this week's going to go, win or lose, and expect a big finish for him down the stretch.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
Baby B back up on the lanes. Brandon Bonta, his coach told me that I could call him that.
I like that. Baby B. Trailing by 2, up here in the 6th.
And a little deep there.
Yeah, I got that ball a little wide of target, down lane. You can see at the arrows, these players are so good, very rarely will they miss at the arrows. But if you watch those shot tracers, that orange line got a little right down lane. Didn't quite have time. Again, that ball is designed to go pretty straight. So only leaving the 2-8 there. No split. This is a makeable spare. Not the worst outcome for a shot where Brandon didn't quite give it his best.
And he picks up the spare. We talk about how difficult it is when you get to the show, which is today, the big day, the five best. Well, take a look at the rest of the field, or at least the guys who didn't make it. You look at the top 16, and you've got Bill O'Neill in there. I mean, we're talking big names, Jason Belmonte, that didn't advance.
Yeah, Belmo not even making the round of 32. Very surprising.
Get up. And he picked that one up. So a strike for Brandon Bonta. Trying to get that rhythm back after the break.
Great shot here by Brandon, wrapping his hand around the ball, probably making a little move left after that split he left on that lane. Little light mixer, barely kicking the 7, giving it a little shimmy. He loves it.
So he strikes in the 7th, and Svensson up now in the 7th, a spare in the 6th. Backing the spare up with a strike. Well, this Tuesday on NXT, not one, not two, but 3 championship belts are on the line. The NXT Women's, the North American Championship, and the NXT Tag Team belts. They are all up for grabs. You don't want to miss this history-making night this Tuesday at 8/7 Central right here on the CW. Jesper looking for the double. And he's going to leave the 7-pin. We heard from Savannah talking to Kyle Troop about the relationship between Svensson and the Troop family. We see the replay.
Yeah, you see that 4-pin there just laying in the gutter, not quite getting the 7. What these urethane balls are prone to do at times, and that is actually a different urethane ball than Jesper throwing on the right lane.
Doesn't want this one to turn, and he'll pick up the spare. Jesper flew in from Sweden about 2 weeks ago. He went right to the Troop family. And
is that fast again?
Home with him. We're listening to him talk to the ball rep there. But he will stay in America for 4 months. That means he's away from his 3-year-old daughter, Mira, for those 4 months. He says he spends a lot of time on video calls.
Yeah, the FaceTime is a much-needed accessory for the players out here to see their families. Brandon here, chance to really put the pressure on Jesper.
And a strike there.
What a shot here by Brandon. Beautiful form here. Snaps through the ball. One of the most beautiful releases that, you know, I've seen out of a young one-hander in a while. That was almost a picture-perfect strike.
Now you see the max score is they're starting the 9th frame. Bonta can get to 255. Svensson will only be able to get to 237 if he strikes out. Didn't like it, but the result works. Another strike for Brandon Bonta.
Yeah, Rick, you could tell he was a little unsure of that one when he released the ball. This ball got a little wide of target, but these players broke down the lanes in practice. They burnt a little hole in that lane with all this surface that they have on the ball, and that ball grabbed the lane, got back to the 1-3, swished him around, and he's pretty happy with that result. You can see he's a little shocked by that one.
So he'll sit and let Jesper Svensson finish his game, bowling the 9th and 10th frames. And he gets the strike. And to put the pressure on Bonta, he's going to have to strike out.
Yeah, Jesper can max out at 237. That's going to force Bonta to get the first one in the 10th. If you're Jesper here, you're thinking, all right, I need to double here. I need to put the pressure on this young rookie, make him show up. This has to be a great shot. Jesper, last time on this lane, left a flat 7. He's getting a little fast with his ball speed. He's going to have to slow this one down just a pinch to get the ball to shape through the pins a little bit better.
Oh, he leaves the 7. So that puts the max score at 217 for Svensson. And Bonta has to feel pretty good about the possibility of advancing out of this second match.
Yeah, Jesper ringing a nasty 7-pin there. I think Bonta can take a deep breath. He was probably holding his breath there for a second.
That was good.
207 looking for a strike to finish out at 217 for Svensson. 9 pins will put him at 216. And that means that Bonta will only need 8 pins to win.
Yeah, Bonta's had great pocket control in this lane. He just needs to keep within himself, stay in his process, make a good shot.
To win, and he strikes. Bonta has done it. He has won his second match, and he continues to work his way up the ladder. He has defeated Svensson, and so now the 23-year-old will work his way and take on Graham Fach in the third match here in the Players' Championship. 2026 is underway, and it's a rookie right now that is moving up the ladder. He'll take on Brandon Fach when we return. And we are back at the International Bowling Museum and Hall of Fame here in Arlington, Texas, home to the PBA Hall of Fame. Let's take a look at our Bull TV highlights, and we're going to take a look at Guppy Troop, because Guppy Troop was inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame last night. And I have a pair of those glasses, by the way, that we're seeing both of his sons wear. Kyle was on the left there, Tyler on the right. But a great event last night. The 76-year-old, so flamboyant and so popular with the fans, inducted into the Hall of Fame last night. And there he is, and the crowd giving him a round of applause here. What a character Guppy Troop is. I was able to sit with him and talk on Friday for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and he told me about the days when he would drive the RV from event to event to event. And that's the way they did it, old school. He said, you know, by the way, I would also meet the other bowlers maybe in the bar after we got done. He said, that might be one of my other trademarks.
Yeah, I think Guppy was known for having a good time, but, you know, he was fierce on the lanes, 8 national titles, 42 regional titles, but yeah, known for being one of the great characters on the PBA Tour.
The top seed, E.J. Tackett, has come out here to get a little bit of warm up here, and he will be headed back now and wait for this matchup, which is Graham Fach versus Brandon Bonta. Ten years ago yesterday, it was the PBA Players Championship where Fach ends up victorious, becoming the first Canadian to win a PBA Tour title. And by the way, it was sponsored back then by Barbasol, so you see the shaving cream going on the face. But Graham Fach, now the number 2 seed here in this matchup, he will be taking on the right-hander in Brandon Bonta. And Fach has decided that he will bowl first. Let's meet the previous champion.
I'm Graham Fach. I'm the first Canadian to ever win a PBA title on the national tour. Favorite podcast? That's got to be my own, Between the Benches. That is a hockey podcast I do with a couple of college buddies to keep everyone up to date in the world of hockey.
And you see him wearing the red top today. That was because he was cheering on his team in the Olympics earlier today when it was Canada versus USA. USA ended up being victorious, winning the gold. And Graham said, that was emotionally difficult for me to watch. First ball on the left lane, strike for Fach.
'26 Rookie of the Year in the Southwest region of the PBA Tour. My name is Brandon Bonta. Obviously, bowling is the most fun when you're striking. I think that's a given. When you're striking out the competition, I think that is when it's the most fun.
gets the strike. A little bit high, but it still does the job.
Yeah, great break there for Brandon. Touch of a miss left, coming out of starting a new match here.
So Brandon has been taking down the left-handers too, by the way. He knocked off the first two, and now he's got the third left-hander in this field that he's going up against here.
Yeah, what's interesting about a show like this is you have 3 lefties, 2 righties, and at the beginning they kind of work together to break down the lanes because they don't want to mess the lanes up for each other and no one have a look. So far the righties did a better job of breaking down the lanes.
And a double to start off for Bonta.
You see Bonta's form here. Beautiful release, throwing a high surface bowling ball, transformer, going through the pins. He's really lined up on that left lane. And clearly, being a rookie, being his first time out here, I think he's settled in quite nicely.
He doesn't look like a rookie.
Not right now.
After the open frame that he had in that first match. And a strike there for Fach. Bonta has really settled in.
See Graham, high backswing, super stable at the line. Kids at home, if you're looking to get something to work on, it's getting stable at the line when you're releasing the ball, creating a lot more angle in this right lane Viper. Ball going through the pins.
And here's his arsenal.
Come on.
He's going to leave the 8-pin.
Great shot there by Graham. Throwing a track, stealth mode on that lane. Almost an identical shot to the last one, but May just grabbed it a little bit. That ball really knifed through the pins. It's supposed to deflect and hit that 8-pin. Unfortunately, it just drove right by it.
Picks up the spare. Brandon Bonta, we mentioned the open frame in game 1. He still bowled a 227 in that first game, and then came back in his second game with a 253, and now starting off this third game with 2 strikes.
Yeah, Brandon averaging 240 through the first 2 games here. I think it's safe to say he's settled in. He's got a really good picture of what each lane is doing. Let's see if he can stay lined up.
Perfect in the pocket. And there's the turkey for Bonta. Your favorite board game is now your favorite TV show. You can catch an all-new episode of Scrabble hosted by Craig Ferguson. That's this Thursday at 8/7 Central right here on the CW. Bonta described himself as versatile and calm, and he needed that in game 1 to defeat Robarge, and now it has been confidence that we have seen out of Bonta. And he's going to lead the 7.
Yeah, Rick, confidence comes from striking, and when you're able to maybe miss a little bit left, a little bit right, and still hit the pocket and still throw some strikes, then you can get loose. It's when you feel like you have to hit a very small margin out there is when players start to get uncomfortable. But Brandon's had the right lane all to himself all day. No one else is messing up the lane for him. So if he was able to find a groove, he should be able to throw strikes, and that's exactly what he's done.
He's been the only righty so far in the 3 matches that we have been watching. And a reminder, the winner of this match goes up against the #1 seed and the #1 player in the world, E.J. Tackett.
Graham here looking to stay even with Bonta, throwing a Brunswick Crown 78U. This is a urethane ball. Again, meant to be controlled. Let's see what he can do.
And the messenger misses. And he'll leave the 7 also.
Yeah, we talk about the different types of bowling balls. Players are electing to throw the urethane ball like you see on this lane. It's very smooth. When you see this ball is going down the lane, it's not making a very violent motion because the players are going to try to control the pocket. But just like this, it can not store enough energy going through the pins. You see, he almost gets a great break with the messenger almost hitting the 7-pin there. But players are going to opt to have a little more control and a little less carry.
Cheat the one, move the one.
You can see Graham there talking to his ball rep. They're discussing a move. These players, when they're moving on the lane, they're adjusting how many boards they're moving with their feet and their eyes. Looked like he took a look at his ball rep there and asked him about a move. Looks like he's going to make a one-board move to try to stay lined up in the pocket here.
On the left side.
Great adjustment by Graham there. He just made, you can see on the strike checker there, that orange line was just left of his previous one. I mean, that is insane how accurate these guys are. He made a one-board right move with his feet because the last ball went a little high. You can see the boards there. He's right around the middle arrow. Ball just goes to the pins perfectly. Great shot by Graham.
You say these guys. Don't sell yourself short, my friend. You were out there on the lanes Tuesday and Wednesday. You battled this oil pattern. You know just how difficult it is. And a great shot there by Bonta. Baby B right now with the advantage. You see his max score, 279 to Fah's 268.
Looks like Brandon has a ball change going up on this lane. He was throwing a transformer. He's switching to a Storm Bionic. Now, this is actually a ball he threw quite a bit on the left lane all week at the other center. Let's see what he can do here.
Hook a lot.
Oh, it did. That ball listened to him. Another strike for Brandon Bonta. So Graham has to hope that Bonta falters at some point in time and opens the window for him. We're back inside the International Bowling Museum and Hall of Fame. And in attendance today, we have Mike Albee, who is the president, International Bowling Museum and Hall of Fame Board of Trustees. There he is. He's not bored, by the way. He's not tired either. But Mike Albee, one of only two players that have won the PBA Super Slam. Albee and Jason Belmonte winning all of the majors. And so great to have him inside. And really, it is the who's who of bowling that is actually here in attendance today. We've got Hall of Famers. We've got execs from every neck of the woods coming out here to watch this first major of the season. And the messenger delivers. And that right there is our clean wipe presented by Dude Wipes. The messenger delivering here as that 7-pin was going to stay up and not no more.
Giving him the little finger waggle there.
That's right.
Said not today.
Not today, 7-pin. And this time it is going to stay up.
Cheated too much.
You can hear Graham say there he cheated a little too much. He made a little bit more of a move right. The ball just deflected. You can see that ball going left through the pins. The 4-pin's supposed to snap the 7-pin there. It just lays in the gutter. You can see it laying right there. Still an okay shot, but that's how precise these players have to be able to knock all 10 down in this pattern.
Ball looking to stay clean, and he does. He picks up the 7 and the spare.
What?
So now Bonta back up for his 7th frame. Bonta for the turkey. Got it. And Savannah, we know EJ has been warming up. What else has he been doing?
Well, we're back here with EJ now as he is doing some warm-ups. He's been back here for about 10 minutes now, just picturing what that final matchup is going to look like as he is chasing his 8th major and potentially his first ever Players Championship. He seems very calm right now and is just picturing what that next matchup looks like. Rick, Kyle, back to you guys.
So that's what the number 1 seed does. He tries to stay warm while he has to wait to find out who his next competitor will be. And the 10 pin stays up for Bonta. That's an opening now for Graham Fach.
Yeah, Graham has a little sigh of relief after seeing Bonta finally miss after throwing 3 in a row. He made a ball change in this lane last frame. Ball went through the pin. You can see this one, 6 pin just wraps right around the 10 there. A good shot. Didn't quite get the ball to just read how he wanted to. He'll take that. He knows he can be a little bit better. Might have just missed it a touch at the bottom of the release. Just needs to pick the spare here and stay clean.
Pretty much a straight ball. And he will pick up that 10 pin and the spare for Bonta. But it closes the gap now. So Fach has an opening. You see he is now within 11 pins as far as what the max is. Fach just needs to put the pressure on and have a double here if he can in the 8th and 9th.
Yeah, this is a big 2 shots for Graham here. But Brandon's pretty much been in cruise control, hasn't been pressured too much. But Graham needs a strike right here.
He gets it.
Yeah, we talked to Graham, and one thing that really stood out was something he said was accountability. He had a 9-year gap between titles. He won this tournament in 2016. He didn't win again until last year in Delaware. And he said, listen, I had to take a look at my game, and I had to take accountability for my mistakes. I had to learn how to accept help, and I had to work on the small details. And ever since he's been, I guess, listening to that, this man has been a completely different force on the lanes.
A year ago, he was 4th on the points list. 4 top 10 finishes. Yes. And he strikes there. That's what he had to do. Put the pressure on the 23-year-old Brandon Bonta. Bonta knows, though, if he strikes out, there's nothing Graham Fach can do to catch him. And so Bonta will bull his 9th and 10th frames now.
Yep, this is a whole new mindset for Brandon here. He needs to strike here, needs to stay ahead and count.
A strike there means he only has to throw 2 strikes in the 10th. If he goes back-to-back with strikes, he will eliminate Graham Fach.
Yeah, Bonta here. Beautiful game. Ball checks up a little bit, goes a little high, and gets the love on the 4-pin. You know, a lot of guys are comparing this guy to another major champion winner, Chris Prather, who likes to trip 4-pins, and that's a little Prather-esque right there.
Strike, strike. And he will eliminate Graham Fach. There's the first one.
Great shot there by Brandon. Needs this next one here to shut out Graham. 9 spare, and we have the potential for a tie.
A strike will shut out Fach. A 9 spare will put him in a tie with Fach if he strikes out. And there's the 9 pins Now, if he picks the spare up, that means that Fach still has a chance.
You really got to settle in here. You know, it's easy to get a little lackadaisical. You know, you threw a good shot there, you hit the pocket, he didn't quite strike. We see the 6 wrap around the 10 pin there. You know, he wishes that one would have fell, but you really have to regain your composure here and make sure you just take care of business with this 10 pin.
And in the event of a tie, it's a bulldog. They'll go frame to frame to see who will advance. So now, Bonta needs the spare to guarantee a tie. He got it. Now the pressure is back on Graham Fach. It will take a turkey in the 10th.
Been here before.
You just heard him say, whispered to himself, been here before.
This is just all about getting in the right space mentally. He knows what he needs to do on the lane. He just needs to settle in, trust himself, and make a good shot.
The first one. Oh, and he leaves the pin standing. And that means Bonta will advance all the way from the number 4 seed to take on E.J. Tackett. The stepladder final has worked out great for Brandon Bonta.
Give it up for Graham there. I mean, in a pressure moment like that, stepping up to 10th, you need 3. I mean, you can't really throw it any better than that. That's bowling right there. That is just a brutal break. He would take that shot 10 out of 10 times, but unfortunately leaves the stone 8-pin there, and Brandon's going to move on.
And he'll finish with the strike.
Thank you.
216 for Graham Fach, but it's Brandon Bonta who has been the surprise sensation today in Arlington, Texas. He has gone all the way from the first match to face the number 1 bowler in the world. E.J. Tackett is coming up when we return.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle Sherman, PBA Tour player and lead color analyst for the PBA on CW, and today I'm going to teach you how to keep score. Now, one of the biggest issues with new upcoming bowlers is learning how to keep score, but it is simpler than it seems. Every game is 10 frames, and in every frame you get 2 shots to knock over 10 pins. Now, you'll get rewarded 1 pin for every pin that you knock down. So on your first ball, if you knock over 8 pins, and on your second ball you knock over 1, you'll get 9 pins for that frame. Now, what happens if you pick a spare? A spare is when you knock over 10 pins in 2 shots. Now, a spare is counted as 10 pins plus however many pins you knock over in your next shot. Now, we all know the name of the game is striking. Strike is worth 10 pins plus however many pins you knock over in your next 2 shots. So the max score in each frame is 30 pins. Now, if you keep striking, your score is going to compound very quickly. Now, we have this 10th frame that operates a little bit different. If you strike in the first shot of the 10th, you get 2 more subsequent throws. But if you spare the first shot in the 10th, you only get 1 more throw. And if you open, meaning you don't spare or strike, you get no more. And that's how you keep score in bowling. Or you just let the little computer do it for you.
I agree with him. I would let the little computer do the work for you. That was a great explanation, by the way. And Bonta has put together 3 really impressive games: 227, 253, 247, and that is a 243 average right now. Let's take a look at the frame of the game, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. Quote today at progressive.com.
Yeah, Brandon here is staying locked in on that left lane. Leaves a 10 pin but picks it. Graham needing a shot, needing a strike, gets a brutal break, leaving this solid 8 pin there. You can see Brandon, sigh of relief. And this man is rolling through this stepladder right now. I mean, as a rookie, this is unbelievable.
Big exhale for Brandon, but now he's got to get focused because he's going up against the best player in the world, E.J. Tackett, and the championship match is next. It all comes down to this. It's the championship match. The 4 seed is taking on the 1 seed. And they're all fighting right now for that trophy right there. And take a look at the tail of the tape. You've got a 23-year-old in his rookie season, his first ever pro final, against the 33-year-old who has 27 titles to his name, of which 7 of those are majors. The one major that's missing there is this one, the Players' Championship. And E.J. Tackett has decided that it will be Brandon Bonta who will start this match. It's righty versus righty. 2 right-handed bowlers here. This is the first time that Brandon Bonta will go up against another right-handed bowler. And he strikes. The pressure that he has been able to handle has been amazing.
Hey everyone, 27-time champion, going for my 8th major championship today. I'm E.J. Tackett.
And E.J. starts with a strike. So tell me about the strategy of sending Bonta out there first for E.J. Tackett.
Yeah, with the dual patterns, because there's a different pattern on each lane, that could play a factor in it, but I really think E.J. wants Bonta to throw it for the cheese if he has to, because yes, Bonta has kind of really just sailed through these first few matches, but he isn't in a title match yet, so if he needs to throw a strike, I think you'd rather have the rookie do it.
First ball on the left lane, and he leaves the 10-pin.
Dang it. It's one of the disadvantages here, coming in cold. You just don't quite have the feel. You see EJ's powerful release here, up the back rotation, very even rolling. He's throwing a Pride Liberty on that lane, flat 10-pin there. You can see him kind of tweaking with his release there. He knows he didn't quite throw it exactly how he wanted to.
And one of the quickest bowlers on the tour is E.J. Tackett. We saw him up there and throwing for the spare about as quickly as the pin got reset.
I crossed next to him all week. I mean, I swear, sometimes his ball was, I would go throw a shot, and his ball would be, he would bowl on the lane next to me, and his ball would be down the lane before mine even hit the pins. I swear.
So Bonta has risen to the occasion. This young man now taking on the #1 in the world. Strike.
Great shot there by Brandon. Still sticking with the same ball, hasn't changed at all. Got that ball a little right. I kind of thought it was going to go high, which it did, but it carried all 10. And what's going to be interesting as this match develops is, like we said, EJ's the only other righty that he's seen. Bowling is all about transition. Like we talked about, all these balls going down the lane, it moves the oil pattern around. Brandon's had the lane all to himself the entire step ladder. So it's going to be interesting how these lanes develop as EJ's ball goes down the lane. But he's got an early double here, looking to make it a turkey.
3 in a row. And another strike for Brandon Bonta. Ethan Fiore and Kevin McCune, 2 before Brandon Bonta, who got their first win in the Players' Championship. That's a confident walk right there.
Yeah, he's swagging a little bit there. He's feeling it. He just threw a turkey. He has an early lead on the best bowler in the world, and he has such a good feel for the lanes right now.
Tackett on the right lane. He'll strike. One thing about EJ is he is so calm, cool, and collected. So even though he has that open frame, he still knows that he just continues to be consistent. He can still win this game.
Yeah, we talked to EJ, and early on in EJ's career, he struggled a little bit mentally, but over the last 3 years, as he's been Player of the Year every year, he's really learned to get over the bad shots, just move on to the next one, and stay patient.
And he'll get the strike on the left lane.
Great shot there by EJ. It looked like he made a little adjustment, lofting the ball a little bit. Sometimes these players will try to get a little bit more projection. See, he threw that one over the front of the lane just a little bit. What that's going to do, it's going to allow the ball to store a little bit more energy, allowing him to get the 10-pin out like he didn't do on the previous shot on that lane.
So now Bonta comes up for his 4th frame, trying to remain perfect.
Rick, he's got both sides of the pocket working right now. The last shot, he went a little high, carried. That one, he went a little light carry. As a bowler, man, you love to see that. His pocket feels like it's huge right now.
He'll head back over to the left lane, and that 50-foot Badger pattern, meaning the oil further down the lane, the ball doesn't move as much when it gets out of the pattern.
Yeah, completely different strategy here again. Changing bowling balls, Storm Bionic. Completely different type of ball than the right lane. Looking to stay perfect.
And he does. Come on. 5 frames in and 5 strikes for Brandon Bonta.
First time we've seen a little energy out of him. I think you can tell it's a title match here. Stakes are higher.
And a strike for Tackett. Yeah, this week, CW Courtside is back with 2 monster matchups. First, NC State looks to keep their postseason hopes alive as they face upset-minded Notre Dame. Then after NASCAR at Syracuse, traveling to Winston-Salem to take on Wake Forest. And the 10-pin stays up again for Tackett on that left lane.
EJ looking a little disappointed in that shot. I think he really liked that one. You can see the lane view here. Ball, all the power that EJ's got. It's hard to believe that a 6 can wrap around the 10 and not strike, but you can kind of see he's a little confused on why that one didn't strike. But
he's despair.
And Rick, that's just not knowing what the lanes are doing fully. He's coming in cold. Bonta has a much better feel of what the lanes are doing. He's trusting his bowling ball a lot more. EJ, he's throwing a Pride Liberty right now, but I wouldn't be surprised on that lane if he tries to throw a different ball very soon.
Bonta looking for his 6th strike. He gets it. So now Brandon Bonta has the first 6 strikes for bowling that 300 game. Now, should he or anyone else, which they haven't been able to do today, bowl a perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. Again, to pre-register, visit gobowling.com and sign up for the Go Bowling Free America promotion. And how big would it be for his first title, his first time in the finals, in the show, on TV, as a rookie, to bowl a 300 game?
Well, the last time we were in this building, we saw it with the legend Tommy Jones doing it.
He's got it. 7 in a row.
Come on, boy.
The crowd's anticipating it.
Look at this. He loves it right off his hand. He watched that ball go through the pins. And he's starting to talk a little trash now because he's so confident in what he's doing on the lanes.
Tackett doing all he can to stay in this one. But it will take a falter out of Brandon Bonta for Tackett to have an opportunity.
Wow.
That got to the one board.
You know, that ball rode the gutter, but with EJ's power, he's able to get that ball back. Now, back on this left lane. Last shot was a good one that he rung a 10, so he's going to just have to throw another one, maybe make a little adjustment with his speed, his release, try to get all 10 down.
He gets the 10 that time.
Just enough there.
Tackett, 2 frames away. If he can stay perfect, he goes 259.
Tackett's 5-step delivery here. Extremely powerful. A lot of guys question, how does he even get that much power on a ball? You can see the 6 barely clipping the 10 there. Staying in this match. Brandon's got the lead here. Front 7. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Strike in the 8th. He stays perfect. He's looking for the front 9.
And that shot was so huge in this match because now Brandon can go spare. He'll be in the 260s. He doesn't even need to throw any more strikes, as we see his urethane ball just light mixers them, splashes them around, gives it the slap. I mean, this is huge. Strike here, and this pretty much seals it.
Front 9 is complete. Bonta. 9 perfect.
Rick, this tournament favors young bowlers. 2 of the last 3 winners being their first title. Brandon now joins that list. That's your Players Champion right there.
Tackett's going to put up an impressive number. Missing the 10 pin, and that Players Championship has eluded him once again.
You know, if you're EJ here, great game. Coming in cold. Just didn't quite have a feel for that left lane, but Rick, this is insane. The last time that we had a show here at the ITRC, we had a 300 game in the finals by Tommy Jones, the Hall of Fame Classic. We have a chance to do this again.
And a strike for EJ Tackett. How rare are 300 games on TV? There's only been 35 in the history of the PBA. And again, we're talking about that as Tackett is going to finish up his 10th frame.
Great tournament for Tackett. You know, he absolutely dominated this field this week. But on the show here, it's a 1-game match. Anything can happen. That's why we call it the show.
He ran into Baby B, is what ended up happening.
Baby B was a problem.
So Tackett will finish with a 238. And now everyone holding their breath to find out, can Brandon Bonta, who is the 2026 Players Champion, can he strike out for a perfect 300 game? He gets the 10th strike. 2 more in front of him.
This is unbelievable, Rick. If Brandon manages to finish this out, he's going to be the 5th player ever to shoot 300 in their first TV final appearance. I mean, this is
rarefied air.
Your first time calling PBA, and this is history books right here.
Jason Belmonte, the last to throw a 300 game on TV. He's one away. The championship is his. Now he's trying to make history. A rookie in his first ever championship match, looking to finish it up with a perfect 300 game. The crowd starting to cheer Bonta. He's holding up the $10,000 check for a perfect game. He's getting a bigger check, too, because he's the players' champion. Unbelievable. The 23-year-old says from Wichita, Kansas.
Little light mixer there, gave it the slap out. Comes back on the left lane. Snaps the 10. Feeling it now. Knows the match is over. Just needs to close it out. And, I mean, 3 no-doubters for a 300 perfect game on your first TV appearance for a major championship against the best bowler in the world.
And how about mom and dad, Kelly and Christy? The emotion's pretty high there for them. And I'm sure right now, Rick Steelsmith is probably in tears as one of the rookies that we talked about from Wichita State has gone on to win in his first ever major. And he did it in convincing fashion with a 300 in the championship game.
Our trophy presentation. Brandon, you are the 2026 Players Champion as a rookie. How does it feel today?
What a great start to start my career. I can't say anything else but that, right? I mean, what an unbelievable start. I'll tell you that.
Well, it's time for you to be crowned the 2026 Players Champion. Congratulations, Brandon.
On behalf of the players, I don't know if I've ever seen a more incredible start to anyone's career. It's amazing. 300, you beat the best, the world's number one. Congratulations on behalf of the players for being our champion.
Thank you.
Now, Brandon, we had talked earlier this week, and you said that you were here to compete against the best in the world, and today you come in as a rookie, score a perfect 300 game, and take home a major. How are you feeling?
I mean, unbelievable. I don't think there's any other words I can say. To be able to shoot 300 in the title match of a PBA major, I think that's probably everyone's dream. So being able to do that today is super special.
And you have your family here. You have some of your teammates here as well. What does it mean having them here to support you through this very special moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. To have people behind your back and support you throughout everything you do in life and bowling. So it's just awesome that they're here and they got to experience it with me.
Brandon, congrats.
Thank you.
What a day it has been. And make sure to head over to PBA social media at PBA Tour on all platforms. For more from our champion on the PBA post-game show, presented by AMF. The 23-year-old from Wichita, Kansas, started working with Rick Steelsmith, his coach, at the age of 10. They knew it was special, and the PBA has been waiting for a long time to see this youngster make his way onto the Pro Tour. And he did it in very impressive fashion. A reminder that our PBA Tour coverage, powered by Go Bowling, continues next Sunday on the CW at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. It's the 2026 PBA Pete Weber Missouri Classic from Bolero St. Peter's in St. Peter's, Missouri. And for Kyle Sherman, Savannah Humoller, and our entire CW crew, I'm Rick Allen. So long from Arlington, Texas. You've been watching the PBA on the CW, and you witnessed history. Brandon Bonta is the Players' Champion to start off the 2026 PBA season.